So imagine this. Your basement is flooding.
Oh, an absolute nightmare.
Right. The worst. So you pull out your phone, you ask for an emergency plumber, and instantly, like without a single website link appearing on your screen.
You just get the answer.
Exactly. You are handed the exact name, the phone number, and the weekend pricing of the highest rated service right in your zip code.
Yeah, you don't scroll, you don't click around.
You just call them. And that is the reality of local search today. I mean, it is Wednesday, April 22nd, 2026, Earth Day, by the way.
Happy Earth Day.
Thank you. And, the digital landscape for your neighborhood businesses hasn't just changed, it has completely transformed.
Oh, completely. It's a totally different reality now. We've kind of crossed this threshold where the tools that worked, even just 36 months ago,
Yeah.
they're essentially obsolete.
Which is wild, and that is exactly why we are jumping into this massive strategic briefing we received today.
Right, the 2026 local authority shift.
Yes, that's the one. And our mission for you today, listening to this deep dive, is to basically tear down all those old assumptions. We are going to explore why the era of, chasing keywords is buried
Dead and buried.
completely. And we'll look at how local businesses can actually thrive in this new environment where AI basically dictates who gets seen.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's unpack this, because right off the bat, this briefing states that business visibility isn't about getting a website to rank on page 1 anymore.
No, not at all.
It says your Google business profile, your GBP, is now an active AI engine.
Right, and that is the core paradigm shift here. Because for decades, search was really about providing a user with this long list of links.
Like the giant directory.
Exactly, a directory of options. But the goal of the algorithm has evolved. Search is no longer this option generator. It is a definitive answer engine. You aren't trying to be one of 10 blue links anymore. You are trying to be the factual conclusion that the AI just serves directly to the user.
I know there are people listening to this right now who have spent, the last 10 years mastering search engine optimization.
Oh, for sure.
And they're probably feeling this massive wave of anxiety, thinking, great, I finally figured SEO out, and now you're telling me I have to start over.
I mean, I get it, but if we look at the mechanics, traditional SEO is fading.
Fading fast.
Rapidly fading.
Yeah.
The new governing law is AEO, Answer Engine Optimization.
Answer engine optimization.
Right.
Because think about how we search now in 2026. Nobody types those weird fragmented keywords like plumber Chicago cheap anymore.
Right, like a robot.
Yeah. We ask our devices full, complex questions. We just talk to them like humans.
And then generative AI synthesizes an immediate answer.
Exactly. To put this in perspective for everyone, old SEO was basically a treasure map. Google handed you a bunch of clues, and you, the human, had to dig through 5 different websites to find the actual answer.
Yeah, you had to do the work.
But AEO is like having a white glove AI concierge.
Ooh, I like that.
Right. This concierge has already done the digging, walked into the room, and just hands you the treasure directly.
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, that concierge analogy perfectly illustrates why the underlying mechanics matter so much now.
How so?
To win under AEO, you do not optimize to be found by the human searcher. You optimize to be the single source of truth that the AI concierge trusts enough to quote.
Wait, really? The AI is the primary audience?
Exactly. The AI does all the reading, evaluating, and selecting. So your audience is the algorithm first and the human second.
Wow. Okay, but that concierge analogy only works if the AI actually knows the answer with absolute certainty.
Right.
And right now, the way a lot of businesses feed information to the internet is incredibly messy. Everywhere. So how does an AI concierge decide who to trust? I mean, it's a machine. It doesn't have a gut feeling.
No, it relies entirely on a machine confidence score.
A confidence score.
Yeah. And that brings us to the foundation of this briefing, which is the 2026 audit. Before you can even think about growth, your data foundation must be absolutely flawless.
Flawless.
And the briefing makes it super clear that an audit isn't like a one-and-done task anymore. It is routine, mandatory hygiene.
Okay, and the briefing breaks this down into a few distinct pillars. And the first one sounds kind of basic, but it is ruthless.
It really is.
It's NAP integrity. NAP, name, address, and phone number.
Yep.
This data must be identical down to the exact letter across every single platform on the internet.
Everywhere.
We're talking your website, Google Business Profile, Apple Maps, Bing, Yelp, local Chamber of Commerce directories, every single place.
Because an AI evaluates data very differently than we do. If a business is listed as, say, Dave's Plumbing on Google, but Dave's Plumbing LLC on some local directory.
Or if the phone number on Apple Maps has a different area code because it's an old tracking number.
Exactly. A human looking at that might figure out it's the same company.
Right, a human uses common sense.
But an AI concierge doesn't use common sense. It calculates probability.
Ah.
So discrepant data triggers what computer scientists call an uncertainty penalty.
An uncertainty penalty, that sounds bad.
It is. The AI sees conflicting information, and its confidence score in your business's legitimacy just drops. Generative AI models are terrified of hallucinating or giving bad information.
Because that ruins their whole value prop.
Exactly. So if your confidence score drops even a fraction of a percent below your competitor whose data is perfectly aligned, the AI will simply bypass you. It will not risk its own reputation on your messy data.
That makes total sense. I mean, you wouldn't trust a human concierge who gives you 2 different addresses for the same restaurant.
Yep.
So why would a machine? But this audit goes way beyond just text and phone numbers now. The second pillar is visual contextualization.
This is a huge one.
Right, because we are at a point in 2026 where AI actually sees and interprets your imagery.
Yes. Computer vision has advanced so far that the algorithm isn't just, reading the file name you attach to a photo.
Like plumber-think.jpg.
Exactly. It's not doing that anymore. It is analyzing the actual pixels.
So you can't just upload a random collection of blurry 5-year-old snapshots of your office dog.
I mean, you can, but it won't help you.
Right. High-resolution photos are mandatory. They need location metadata, and they have to reflect the actual services you perform today.
Let's look at how the machine parses this. Say a user asks the AI concierge, is there a local cafe near me with outdoor patio seating and outlets for my laptop?
A very standard 2026 query.
Right. The AI won't just scan the text of your menu. It'll run a computer vision scan on your photo gallery.
Wow.
It is actively looking for the visual entity of a patio chair. It is looking for the visual entity of a wall outlet.
Oh, that is wild.
And if it cannot definitively identify those pixels, or if the metadata shows the photo was taken in 2018 in a totally different zip code, it calculates another uncertainty penalty.
And you lose the recommendation.
You lose it entirely.
Which makes that line in the briefing so powerful. It said, a neglected gallery is a direct algorithmic signal of a neglected business.
It's harsh but true.
Okay, so we have perfect data integrity, and we are feeding the computer vision high-quality proof. But there is a third pillar to this foundation, and I really want to challenge this one.
Go for it.
The review ecosystem. Humans are inherently lazy, and we look for shortcuts.
True.
We look at star counts. If I tell my clients to stop asking for quick 5-star ratings, and my competitor runs a campaign and gets 1,000 quick great job reviews, while I only get 50 incredibly detailed ones, won't I lose the human trust?
You're worried about the optics.
Yeah. Even if the AI likes me, won't a human see 50 versus 1,000 and just click away?
That is a very valid anxiety, but it ignores the reality of the AI middleman. If the AI doesn't select you as the definitive answer, the human never even sees your competitor's 1,000 reviews or your 50.
Oh.
The AI intercepts the query.
Ah, I see. So you have to win the machine's endorsement before the human even gets a chance to judge the star count.
Exactly. And the machine uses natural language processing, or NLP, to evaluate those reviews.
Right.
1,000 reviews that just say, awesome, give the AI a high sentiment score, sure, but zero context. It doesn't tell the AI what you actually do.
So how does NLP change the game for those 50 detailed reviews then?
Well, when someone leaves a detailed review saying, they came out on a Sunday morning to fix a burst PVC pipe under my kitchen sink and cleaned up the water damage, the NLP algorithm performs entity extraction.
Entity extraction, okay.
It pulls out specific data points.
What?
Sunday morning service, emergency repair, burst PVC pipe, kitchen sink, water damage mitigation.
Wow.
It builds a highly detailed, localized dossier on your business based entirely on what third parties say about you.
That is brilliant. The customers are essentially writing the back-end code that trains the AI to pick you.
That's exactly what they're doing.
So when someone else's basement floods on a Sunday, the AI searches its dossier, finds the exact match in your reviews, and hands your business to the searcher.
And you become the irrefutable, factual conclusion.
Okay, so let's say you've done this audit. You have perfect NAP integrity. Your photos are a feast for the computer vision models, and you are generating rich, detailed reviews.
The foundation is perfectly locked in.
Exactly. So how do you actively position yourself to stay that definitive answer?
You have to build a web of context. You cannot rely on the Google business profile alone.
See, here's where it gets really interesting. The briefing discusses building topical authority.
Yes.
So think of your digital presence like a spider web. The AI concierge is the spider. It's crawling around your ecosystem, testing the structural integrity of your expertise.
Technology.
And if you just have one single thread, like just a basic business listing with no supporting material, it's incredibly fragile. The spider will not trust that structure to hold any weight.
Right, because the AI needs verification. It needs depth.
So it's kind of like setting up a beautiful storefront window, but never unlocking the front door.
Yeah.
You have to build interconnected threads for the AI to traverse. So if we go back to our plumber example, they shouldn't just list plumbing on their profile.
Oh, that's too broad.
They need to create a content cluster on their actual website, like
Yeah.
a detailed, locally specific guide on how to prevent pipe bursts during a Chicago winter freeze.
Yes.
And that guide needs to link directly back to the services listed on their GBP.
And this raises an important question about how that content is actually written. The briefing calls this human-centric content.
Right.
You are building this web for a machine to traverse, yes. But you must build it using natural, conversational human language.
Okay, wait.
Your profile descriptions, your service pages, your Q&A sections, they all need to sound like an expert answering a neighbor's question.
Which feels like a total paradox to me.
How do you mean?
Well, to win over this highly advanced machine intelligence, we have to act significantly more human. We can't just stuff keywords into a paragraph like we did in, 2015.
It is a paradox, yeah, but it makes perfect sense when you look at the mechanics of large language models.
Okay, break that down for me.
LLMs feed on semantic relationships. They don't read words the way we do.
Yeah.
They understand the mathematical relationship between concepts.
Right.
So when you provide a concise, conversational answer to a common problem, you are handing the AI the exact syntax and format it needs to turn around and hand to the searcher.
Oh, you are basically pre-writing the AI's script.
Precisely. If you explain a complex service simply and clearly, the AI doesn't have to spend computing power summarizing you.
Because you've already summarized yourself.
Exactly. This human-centric approach bridges the gap. It provides an excellent experience for the human who eventually reads it, while feeding the algorithm the exact nuanced context it craves.
Speaking of feeding the algorithm nuanced context, there is a specific, highly relevant data point the AI is prioritizing right now.
Oh, yes.
And it is incredibly fitting given today's date, Earth Day 2026.
The sustainability factor.
Yes.
This is honestly one of the most fascinating developments in local search authority over the last couple of years.
The briefing details what it calls the Earth Day lens, and it points out that environmental stewardship is no longer just a PR stunt.
Definitely not.
It's no longer just a nice little bullet point on a corporate brochure. It is a legitimate, data-backed, algorithmic ranking signal.
It's huge.
Businesses are now required to utilize the green attributes section of their Google business profile. We are talking about explicitly declaring things like energy-efficient practices, waste reduction programs, or the use of locally sourced materials.
And to be clear, the AI isn't just taking your word for it either. It cross-references these claims.
Okay, so what does this all actually mean? Has the algorithm suddenly become like an environmental activist?
No.
Or is it just ruthlessly reflecting what human consumers want?
It's the latter. Algorithms are mirrors. They're designed to reflect and anticipate human intent.
Right.
And modern consumers, especially now in 2026, they actively filter their purchasing decisions through a lens of environmental impact.
That's true. We all do it.
Right. People want to know if a coffee shop uses compostable cups. They want to know if a contractor disposes of materials responsibly.
So if human behavior shows a preference for that, the machine adopts that preference as a metric for quality.
Exactly. AI models actively seek out these sustainable markers because they have terabytes of behavioral data showing that humans trust sustainable brands more.
That makes total sense.
When you embed these green initiatives into your profile, you signal to the algorithm that your business is forward-thinking, you are community-minded, you're resilient.
You're safe to recommend.
Right. The AI mathematically equates sustainability with operational stability, and stability boosts that all-important confidence score.
It's a proxy for being a high-quality, conscientious operation. Because if they care about their waste reduction, they probably care about their customer service.
Precisely.
Okay, let's summarize where we are, because we've covered a lot.
Yeah, let's recap.
You've audited your data, you have zero uncertainty penalties, you've built this massive spiderweb of contextual content to prove your authority.
Yep.
You've highlighted your human values and verified your green attributes. You have basically built the perfect profile. But the briefing drops a hammer in the final section. It says a perfect static profile is a dead profile.
And this is the difference between simply existing in a database somewhere and unleashing actual growth.
The briefing calls this the level 10 perspective, because the AI concierge needs to know you are currently alive and active.
It needs proof of life.
Yeah, right. To go back to that storefront analogy earlier, if you set up the most beautiful window display in the city, but you never change it, you never sweep the sidewalk, and you just let dust gather on the glass for 6 months.
Yeah, people walking by are going to assume you went out of business.
Exactly.
And what's fascinating here is how the algorithm measures that dust. It uses a metric the briefing refers to as the velocity of freshness.
I really love that phrase, the velocity of freshness. But what does velocity actually mean to a machine?
Well, it means the rate of change over time. It is a mathematical derivative of your activity.
Okay.
Algorithms favor a consistent cadence. So it isn't enough to just upload a batch of 50 perfectly optimized photos in January and then go silent.
Right.
If your activity flatlines, your velocity drops to zero. The system wants to see a steady, predictable stream of updates.
Like what?
A new photo every week. A prompt, helpful response to a community Q&A question within hours. Fresh posts about seasonal services.
You literally have to prove you have a pulse.
Yeah. This velocity of freshness proves you are an active, living organism in your local ecosystem right now, today.
And part of being an active living organism is knowing how to listen to the environment around you. Which brings us to the Insights tab.
So crucial.
The briefing points out that most business owners completely ignore their Google Business Profile insights. Or, they just look at the vanity metrics like total views and feel good about themselves.
Which tells you nothing.
Right. But the Insights tab is where you decode human intent. You have to look at the data to understand how the AI is serving you up.
Yes.
Like, are customers finding you because they asked the concierge for your specific brand name? Or are they finding you because they asked a broad question like, where can I find sustainable coffee near me?
And this is where active participation crystallizes into a real strategy. You have to adjust your actions based on that specific data.
How so? Give me an example.
If the insights show that everyone is finding you through broad category searches, you need to lean heavily into expanding your answer engine optimization for those topics. You need more content clusters.
Got it.
But if they're predominantly searching for your specific name, you need to ensure your brand loyalty is rock solid and your direct review ecosystem is flawless.
So it requires moving from being this passive directory listing to being an active participant in an ongoing dialogue with an artificial intelligence?
Exactly. You are constantly negotiating with the algorithm for visibility.
So bringing this all together, the ultimate lesson for you listening today is that success in 2026 isn't about outspending your local competition on banner ads or keyword bidding.
No, those days are gone.
It is entirely about outinforming the algorithm. Your Google Business Profile is your single most vital business asset.
It requires meticulous auditing, proactive context building, and a genuine, verifiable commitment to your local community.
Yes.
When you align those elements, you transcend being just another option on a screen. You become the definitive local authority.
But, I want to leave you with a final provocative thought to mull over, something that builds on everything we've discussed today, but really challenges where this whole ecosystem is headed next.
Okay, let's hear it.
If AEO becomes so incredibly efficient, if this AI concierge perfectly answers the customer's question right there on the search page so they never even need to click through to your website.
They never read your beautifully crafted About Us page.
Exactly. How do local businesses build deep human brand loyalty?
Wow. Yeah, it is the ultimate double-edged sword. You get the customer, but the search engine owns the relationship.
Exactly. If the AI becomes the ultimate, inescapable middleman, and it hands you the treasure perfectly every time, do you even care who buried the treasure in the first place?
That is a tough question.
It really is. It's a fundamental question about the future of branding that every business owner is going to have to grapple with. But that's all for today. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
It was a great discussion.
As you go about your Earth Day today, take a walk around your neighborhood. Look at the local businesses through this new 2026 AI lens and ask yourself, are they a dusky window display or are they the definitive answer? We'll see you next time.